gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Hey, it's Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What's good, brother?
Man, I am enjoying this already. Quick start here for the week, though, man. It's been pretty good. How about you, man?
Yeah, it's been a long week for myself. I ain't gonna lie to you. Was in the studio very, very late last night with the girl, bro. So I'm dragging, but I mean, right after the pod, man, got to go see the Prince play, and yeah, just moving, bro.
What you end up doing for the MLK? Anything cool?
Man, so I had the little mom, I had the grandbaby over. She finally got to open her Christmas presents, and yeah, just moving around a little bit, trying to get Sarah's car up and going. So got an important piece to come in the mail on Amazon supposedly sometime today, so I got to get that popped in too. So yeah, just shaking and moving, and of course the church house late that night, later on that.
Man, I was in the lab. I'm not gonna even lie, I was bumming. I mean, I was completely bumming. But I got into the lab though, bro. So this is the thing that's kind of interesting though, bro, because I'm trying to switch up the sound a little bit, man. Not necessarily for my own stuff, but I guess I can kind of say for mine, but I'm trying to go for this lo-fi vibe though, bro. And I've been trying to play around with this minimalist trap sound that's in my head that has this distorted instrument kind of like a real lo-fi vibe to it though, bro. And so it's been kind of interesting though, man, trying to figure out how to put that together though, man, with the stuff that I typically like. So I spent some time on yesterday doing that, and also some time, I think off and on, sometime all throughout this weekend though, man. So yeah, it was a long weekend. It was very much needed, but I got a chance to do some resting. It felt like this was like my vacation from New Year's vacation though. So it was cool though. Can't trip.
That's what's up.
Man, let's get that music going. If we gonna go ahead and get it cranked off here, man.
About to say that, brother.
Let's do it.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. It doesn't matter what your name is. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yeah, man. So listen, quick question for you, then, bro. Are you planning to watch the inauguration tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I would like to, but I honestly don't know how tomorrow's gonna go. Part of me wants to watch to see if there's any last minute hijinks, but the other part, obviously, just for the
hijinks. You mean hijinks,
bro? That boy 45 still be on it. So
he's officially out tomorrow, though, right? Is it Thursday or is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Like everything transfers over tomorrow.
Okay, so he's already said he's not attending the inauguration himself, but
right.
Mike Pence said that he's going.
Not attending don't necessarily mean no hijinks, though. Like, I mean, I heard of some strict travel bans to get into Washington, DC. Like, there's a bunch of stuff. They canceled a bunch of Airbnbs. Like, it's you know, after the fiasco that we had earlier, they're definitely, you know, building up security measures for the inauguration to try to make sure it's as safe and as peaceful as it can be. So
I think the thing that's interesting to me, right, is that I was I was watching on MSN, and so my primary news source for online news is MSN, primarily because it's my default for my default home site, right? So it is so just FYI for someone who wants to know where I get where I start my sourcing, it's definitely that, you know. So I'm browsing and I saw there, and also on CNN, which is my favorite news source to watch it on TV. And then I just want to confirm it. Let me do my homework also on Yahoo. But they were saying that this boy 45 was out here, like, not even low key, but high key, kind of jealous at the lineup of entertainment that's supposed to be out here for his inauguration for the boy Javante Bite, seeing that he didn't get the same kind of response from the recording community, though, bro. I thought that was kind of hilarious.
Nah, because he basically got my girl exiled, blacklisted.
I forgot about Chrisette Michelle did her inauguration.
Yeah.
They listen. How much do you think she got paid to do that, bro?
She said what she got paid. It was 250,000.
Woo! Listen, Ace Kennedy, I gotta put you on the spot. I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
If this boy 45 says, "Hey, you know, Ace Kennedy, I gotta be completely honest with you, right? We do want to satisfy the black audience, right? And because I'm a president of all people, not just white people, I want to know, Mr. Kennedy, would you come out and do a couple of songs, maybe 2 songs for the American people? And for that, Ace Kennedy, I'm going to pay you $250,000 the same day.
I got to make sure that check clears, bro. I'm on that thing.
Listen, let me tell you that, Ace Kennedy. I'm going to tell you this here, bro. I feel like I understand where Chrisette Michelle is coming from with performing for that, right? Because here's the thing I think that's just interesting, right? My thing is this. I saw someone say, listen, we'll pay you to not perform. Well, that's fine. Right? If somebody else says, you know what? I have a stage, I got a show that I'm doing, right? And I'll pay you to not perform, I would gladly do it.
Absolutely.
But if you ain't got that alternative for me, though, man.
You ain't got that alternative. That 250,000 is
200. That's $250,000, right?
And I'm gonna continue making my independent music right here in the crib.
Ace Kennedy, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you though, bro. You might have to go ahead and perform. Not perfect, so I can get up there with you, bro.
That's definitely in the queue. Hey, we going out together, brother.
You can listen. If you go up there, Ace Kid, I'm not gonna let you take all of that on your own. All the flack.
We got to get on here and talk that. We got to talk that, like, bro. We got to tell the people why we did it.
I will tell everybody why we did it, man.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to say, you know what, like, here's a perfect example, right? Who has J. Cole has a music festival. Tyler the Creator has a music festival. The Roots has a music festival. If these people said, listen, don't even worry about it, man. Even if one person didn't, if they said, listen, we just don't, and I would tell them, listen, bro, I'm in a position where I can't turn down 250,000. Let's just be honest. And so when I'm saying that, I'm saying if they said, well, listen, we ain't got 250 for you right now, but we can guarantee you 250 even if you said you had to do these 3 music festivals, I would do it. But if you don't got the alternative, I can see why she said, hell no, I can't turn this down, man.
I'm just saying, like, we hadn't really heard from her before that. And then after that, obviously, we haven't heard from her. She did a couple of interviews to explain and to explain what actually happened to her career afterwards.
I haven't seen anything from her since. Ever since then.
Her and the Dixie Chicks just went into this this vortex. I ain't seen them again, bro.
The Dixie Chicks had some music that came out this year, I believe. And I think the only reason why I remember Dixie Chicks popping up since then was that I think that the Dixie Chicks actually changed their names to just the Chicks, right? Because this was crazy. They like a lot of people just said, hey, you know what? In this cancer culture society, they basically said, yeah, you know what? The connotation that comes along with Dixie, we ain't rocking with it. Same with Lady Antebellum, right? Lady Antebellum said they didn't even understand the Civil War reference to it, though, which I still find hard to believe, but they changed it. So I was just like, all right, I get it. I get it completely, though, man. But I'm going to be honest with you, though, man. For $250,000, if they was cutting that check.
Cut the check.
I don't know that I can turn that down.
I got to be there with my Chase app open, bro. Just trying to see it in there.
Just to verify that thing is right.
Yeah, because you know you're going like, but you going on all the news outlets after that. Like it's about to be a press run. Yeah.
What's the minimum? The minimum they said 50,000.
Nah.
Okay.
No.
100. Let's say 100.
We got to do 250, bro.
Okay, so listen, how much of the 250 do I get? 50,000? If I come up there with you, you say, listen, Charlie,
nah,
we talk 50-50.
It's 50-50. We taking all the heat. We gonna take 50% of the heat.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Ace. If they said if we cutting it 50-50, we need to ask for 300 then. Let me get 150, you get 150, and then we can get that part.
Yeah, because it's for the community. Hey, it's for the people, bro.
Let me ask you this. This is a good segue here. For starters, I was kind of disappointed to see that since he didn't, since he's not attending the inauguration, my girl Melania is not giving Joe Vontae Biden's wife the tour. They have the tea and tour that she basically every female or every first lady has given the tour of the White House. Little conversation to the other ones, but my girl Melania decided that she wasn't going to do that at the, I believe. At the request of 45. But we were talking about Chrisette Michele and performing. You know, there was a big kind of controversial thing that the boy Lil Wayne had took this picture wearing his little cardigan. Looks like he was wearing a little Tommy Hilfiger cardigan out here and took this picture with 45 in the midst of campaigning and when everybody is dumping on 45, and Wayne is just up here smiling away.
Yeah.
Hey, Skinny, was Lil Wayne? Did he know more than
He knew more. That's why you gotta. That's why
he know more.
Out
like,
here.
He didn't say nothing.
He couldn't. What could he say? Like ain't nobody finna put their business out there like that. That's why you gotta.
One more day.
Always know. You gotta always. You can't just jump to conclusions when you see stuff. You gotta know what's going on. Because they jumped out there on Ice Cube too, and he had his own reasons, but Lil Wayne for real had his own reasons.
I thought that they was wrong for jumping on Ice Cube because I thought that Ice Cube had only good intentions, right?
Absolutely.
Lil Wayne's though, the optics of Lil Wayne just looked bad.
Yeah,
it looked bad.
It's exactly what you said.
But at the time, I don't think that anybody knew, or maybe I didn't know, that Wayne had these gun charges on out there, right? That he was facing. And even if listen, that I was completely oblivious to that. I think that we only talked about that maybe last month. So here it is in October. This comes on out. October, November is when the picture surfaced with him visiting 45. Like, yo, this is my guy. Well, one more day left. 45 still has a back pocket full of pardons here. The Lil Wayne just hit everybody for the okie doke and was like, forget what y'all talk about. This man about to let this slide over here, this gun charge over here.
Hey, I feel Wayne, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be doing none of that time with him if he go. So hey,
he's facing some time now. I think let me ask you this. I got another question for you, bro. We haven't talked about this before. So Lil Wayne, right? So Lil Wayne is facing, they said he's facing, the primary one is gun charge. Now this is a private flight. And I don't know if it was his airplane or what, but this boy had cocaine on the private flight, some heroin, which is another story, right? but he also has some weed. This boy has some everything's on here. He had the pistol, he had the uppers and the downers right on him. So fast forward though, Lil Wayne's daughter, Reginae Carter, is dating and has been for quite some time young Atlanta rapper YFN Lucci, right? So I'm reading that Lucci apparently he and a crew of his people went and drove through the neighborhood of a rival gang. Now, mind you, Lucci is 29 years old. I'm not too familiar with his music, but I'm familiar enough along the with the Atlanta hip hop scene to know that he's a pretty big rapper in Atlanta, though, right? Okay. And I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying, that because nowadays people are boundaryless, that everybody pretty much knows YFN Lucci, right? Even if they don't know his music, like you and I probably. I don't know a single song, though, by the way. But some details came out about his recent, he turned himself in, and it comes to find out that he's there, him and his crew, they're driving through a rival gang's neighborhood, and they letting off shots out here, right? So from what I read, the rival gang returns fire. Fire. Hits YFN Lucci's mans in the head. And it reads like they just dumped him out of the car and peeled off, kept on going. 2 questions for you. The first question is, where the hell they do that at? And could Wayne, I don't think that Wayne's pardon extends to him, right? Like, what if Wayne said, that's what you got to do?
I mean, I don't really think he has, I'm sure he would ask the question, but I don't think that it works like that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's one of those things like, you know, I heard the rumor that was that may have been a part of it too, is a part of pardons. But I mean, at this point, bro, if I'm Wayne, I got to make sure I'm straight first, bro.
Everybody, so when I look at everybody, this is the biggest thing. So Wayne's thing, Wayne didn't endanger anybody. And on the charges that he has, those are just all inflicted, who knows, self-inflicted. But when I look at all of the people who he's pardoned, especially the ones recently, they've all been people, white collar crimes, right? These are people who have money fraud allegations, bank fraud, wire fraud, lying on his behalf to the FBI, a lot of stuff like that, the white collar crimes, right? And I think that Wayne's is a little bit more, than white collar, which is kind of interesting. But I don't think that they're going to say, hey, let's go ahead and pardon Lucci. Like, you shot at somebody and you got your man's killed. But not just that though, man, you dumped him off and kept on riding out, bro. Yeah. That you know how shocking that was for me to read. Like, maybe, dog, he's 29. We're 40. 11-year difference. I've never heard that in the G code, bro. I never heard that if me and you, for whatever reason, if we out and we about to do some dirt, that if one of us die, just leave me out there in the street and just keep on rolling, bro. Where the hell is that playing at? Where is that what these new dudes is doing, bro?
Bro, I don't know what they doing, bro. It's a lot of stuff that they doing that I'm just like, bro, we ain't do that wherever it's from.
Listen, I know that the thing that I find to be interesting, right? And this is one of these things that I think a lot of the old heads, and when I say old heads, I think hell these days that is basically anybody over 35 that's in hip hop. So there's this thing that, like, what exactly are these OGs telling these younger dudes? Because you think that Wayne got to be about our age now, right? He can't be 37, 38, I would imagine. And so if Wayne is, and some of the people who I know that Lucci has done music with, like, I don't know if he look at them like mentors or if he's at the point where, like, dog, I'm getting it out here on my own. But like, why is nobody telling him, like, bro, like, you got too much at stake to be out here doing those kind of things? And not just that though, you feeding so many people off of what you do to even put yourself in that kind of position there, bro.
Bro, a lot of people, when they get to that status, they ain't listening to nobody, bro. They think they look at themselves as bosses. I mean, you even look at like You look at Young Thug, right? Some of the stuff that he be saying. According to him, he's a boss. And I mean, you've even told me his lineage as far as, the musical people have come after him or what have you.
A lot of people influenced by him. They look like him.
Right. But what I'm saying is, so when you get to a certain point, you ain't listening to nobody, bro. And I mean, and who's having that conversation anyway? Like, yo, I'm about to go do whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I don't think that's a conversation that you really having publicly, because I'm sure he wasn't trying to have his name tied to it. Like, I think sometimes people think they above the law. I mean, you hear all the time when famous people get pulled over and stuff like that, they first thing they be like, do you know who I am? So it's I just don't think that's a conversation that they really having though.
Hey, Kennedy, this is the thing that I'm just always blown away by, is that when you do something like this, and the worst case scenario happens, right? So let's just say, you know what, man? I don't know what, I'm not, these people that he rolling with, young dudes. I think one of the dudes was like 19. The other dude was like 23, or maybe
there was a 17-year-old in there.
17-year-old. They were. I think they were like maybe 4 deep in the car, or whatever, though, bro. And this is the thing: are you really like Ace Kennedy? This is the reason why I know that I'm way too old to be having that kind of beef with people, because at the end of the day, one, I don't have that kind of energy in my heart to give anybody. I don't want anybody to feel like they got that kind of influence over my decision making, for me to feel that way about it. But not just that though, Ace. I got to be completely honest with you though, man. I'm not ready for the worst case scenario, right? I'm not ready for a scenario where I hate somebody that much, where me and you are rolling, and I say, nah, bro, I'm about to go shoot at these people. And the worst case scenario, bro, that one of us die. Like, I'm not ready for that. So for me, because I'm not ready for that, I feel like that's just a lot. Like, I feel like I got a lot at stake now, right? Mm-hmm. And that is the crazy, and people easily spotted him. So it wasn't like they rolled off. He was the driver. Come on, like, bro, what we talking about here, though, man? Yeah,
it's super unfortunate. And like you said, I just don't get like the not thinking about. I know a lot of people do stupid stuff sometimes in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment, but just to just thinking about like, yo, what could really possibly happen here? Not forget one of us dying, but just what about me killing somebody? Like, I don't know.
That part isn't the thing, right? Because at the end of the day, right, you have a gun for that for the worst case scenario, right? You don't want to have that having to go there, right? But at the same time, though, bro,
going to pursue somebody.
Like, if you're going to pursue somebody, it's one thing that you're saying, no, I'm going there with my boys to let off these shots with the intent to kill somebody. But it's another thing, right? When the worst case scenario happens that you get killed. Because then let's just say hypothetically, if Lucci is the one, then we have a whole different story, because then, dang, here's another rapper that died, and he's the one that initiated. I don't know if he's responding, but at the end of the day, it's like a referee always said, like in the game, right? You might not be the one that started it, but the referee is the one who's catching the last one they saw, basically. I feel bad. I mainly feel bad, of course, for the people who, you know, this young cat who didn't sit up here and died, man, behind this. I mean, he was apparently involved with it as well. But I think that the big thing that I'm more so saddened that the fact that these dudes are so young and this is happening, though, bro. Like, it's crazy it's crazy to me, bro, that you can be a millionaire and doing a drive-by, bro. Like, seriously.
That's true. And I mean, and I'm not, again, this is not, you would think that you would, at that point, you would have people that you could call. That still isn't the right way. I'm just saying, you just wouldn't personally be involved in something like that, though.
Yeah, that's 100, man. So I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I'm disappointed. I'm a lot of things, man. And I think that's very, very unfortunate, though, man. That, you know what I'm saying, like, that this stuff could just, this dude was feeding a lot of people off of what he was doing, though, bro. And I think that the same way how we looked and saw, not just the people who have actually died, these rappers who have actually died, but the fact that now this is just another time where this dude is taken away from his family and everything like that. These are murder charges. So it's like we ain't talking about, no small thing here though, man. So it's very crazy, man. Very crazy.
Yeah.
Entertainment music wise, I got a question for you. I have a question for you. I should have worn my R&B hat since we talking about some R&B on this one.
What's up?
Kennedy. I posted this from the Slash Brothers podcast Facebook page. And by the way, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page, by the way. But listen, so I'm browsing through the gram. I see the Shade Room. Somebody post a tweet. They posted a tweet of somebody basically saying, so pretty much Chris Brown is just the Ben Simmons of R&B. No growth, just a bunch of songs that dance, and he's singing no growth from day one. Now listen, Ace Kennedy. The comparison mainly is that Ben Simmons, ever since he's been in the league, he is an all NBA level player. All NBA meaning that he is a top 25, top 15 player in the league. But all Ben Simmons can do is play defense very well. He can pass very well, but he can't shoot a jump shot to save his life. And he's only attempted maybe 10 threes in his entire NBA career, probably even just as few jump shots. And everybody is saying the only way that Ben Simmons is going to go next level is if he expands his game. So they're saying the comparison to that is Chris Brown, who has, according to this, hasn't expanded. So Ace Kennedy, I haven't listened to all 4,751 of the songs on the last Chris Brown album, but I'm curious as the R&B aficionado on here, to that you say what?
They need to stop it. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is Chris Brown, if we're going to sit up here and say that Young Thug has been an influence on all these rappers, then you have to look at like these new R&B dudes the same way. I mean, to me, Chris Brown is a direct descendant from Jodeci, to where he kind of is more a rapper than he is a singer. I guess he kind of falls under that tree of T-Pain almost. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is he's very consistent with what he does. It's an automatic hit when you have him on there.
It hasn't been automatic. Let's talk about that.
Because
here's the thing. This song that he has with Young Thug. Right?
No, that's different because he has an album with Young Thug.
Okay, listen. Okay, so let's talk about that is a good point. He has that was technically a mixtape, right? But aside from that song he had with Drake, this was the first Chris Brown song to go #1 in years.
What?
So this song that he has with Young Thug, he has I don't know the name of the song. I know the name of the song. Oh baby. So I get but this song though is the first song that's Chris Brown featuring someone else that's gone #1. I think that this song with him and Drake, the one that he had, I don't know why they qualified that with different, but this is the first Chris Brown song that's went #1 in like maybe 5 or 6 years, bro.
I mean, I still don't. The Ben Simmons comparison.
Guidance is the Drake song. That was I think that was Drake featuring Chris Brown.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I was talking about people featuring him. Like when he drops albums, I don't know necessarily. That's what I said. I said him being featured.
Go crazy. Brittany Rose needs to just be on the pod. Then at that point, though, she got all the answers. But listen, Nicki Minaj. Let's talk about that because Nicki Minaj features be banging. They always chart, but the Nicki Minaj songs haven't been that much.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily. But I'm saying though, so that's almost like saying if Chris Brown was on the All-Star team playing, and he gonna get you a whole bunch of points, but when he's on his regular team, he ain't really putting it on there like that. I don't know. I just didn't think the Ben Simmons comparison really works because I still think that Chris Brown is very still relevant. His shows sell out when
That's the thing about it. Ben Simmons, very relevant. He's a top 15 player in the league. Ben Simmons is excellent at what he does. Well, right? Ben Simmons is a 6'9", 6'10" point guard who has Magic Johnson, LeBron James-like vision and can get you all the tools, get you all the dunks. He does it very well. But there's also some things that you say, well, listen, Ben Simmons, if you could just work on expanding your game more, you would be unstoppable. And I think the question is basically that with Chris Brown, you said that Chris Brown is like this T-Pain / rap. Is that what you want to hear from Chris Brown, though? Is that all you really want to hear from Chris Brown?
I mean, the thing is I'm not a Chris Brown hater, but I'm not necessarily a Chris Brown like super fan. Like if a song come out and it's Chris Brown on it, he has some great his melodies and everything are dope. But with his albums, he sings about the exact same thing on every single song. So
that is a comparison. So you're by you saying that, you are somewhat validating this Ben Simmons.
No. Yeah, but that's the thing though. Most artists do that though. Like,
listen, okay,
rap about the same exact thing.
So here's the thing about it. So that, but this is kind of the point. So like when I hear the Baby, I know that the Baby is gonna rap about beating somebody up and smashing some chick. Every single song. I think that I've never heard him do a song where that wasn't his content. And I think that the problem with Chris Brown is that when I hear Chris Brown, he's going to be talking about getting some cakes. And I think that is pretty much always the thing that Chris Brown does. Yes, right. So my thing is that all that I can get from you? There's very few love songs, right? There's very few songs about making love. It's
it's pretty much just us making love songs, bro. Everybody just talking about getting cakes. Even Britney.
I know that though, right? But I know that, but I guess my thing is that, is it wrong to want more from Chris Brown, given the greatness?
No, it's not wrong for wanting more, but I mean, for him, it's like, bro, if my bank account says otherwise, why am I changing up? What am I doing? That's
what I'm not gonna allow, because people try to throw in their money all the time. Well, let's count money, because he says something to that. His response to that was, man, y'all stop playing, man. Y'all stop acting like we ain't that ain't better than anybody you can think of. And then he brings up the bank account, and I think that that's a way of deflecting. And my thing is that I guess my thing is that I would like this is what I would like to see, bro. I would like to see, it's okay, because this is my thing. I have no problem at all with listening to Jodeci talk about getting cakes in every single song. Right?
Yeah.
But every single song isn't going to sound relative the same. What I would love to do, bro, is I would love to see Chris Brown. I would love to see Chris Brown do a concept album, right? Where it's different from everything that he's done. You can always go back to what you've done. That's all fine. But I guess what I'm saying is that you know what I would love to see Chris Brown do. Speaking of Jodeci, I would love to see Chris Brown do a whole mid-90s R&B album where the sound purposely sounds like it's Jodeci. I would want to see him work with Teddy Riley, Babyface, and Devontae, and just say, you know what, I'm gonna do something completely away from what I do. You can still add the elements of trap and with your 808 as the bass line, but do the joke, because even Devontae stuff had the 808 going on the bass line.
That's the thing, though, bro. I'm not that much invested in Chris Brown to even want to tell him no stuff like that.
I get what you're saying,
Tank, bro. I just rather listen to Tank.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that, like, people look at Chris Brown like he is today's Michael Jackson, and if you do that, today's Michael Jackson, I think that's irrelevant, because at one time Usher was the.
See, I still think Usher is.
No. Listen.
You mean no? Yeah.
Put like this. Like, this is my thing. So you remember the last. Let me tell you this. The last great. Here's how you can say that. When was the last great Chris Brown song?
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because I don't follow. That's what I'm saying. You're asking somebody who doesn't really follow Chris or care.
Let me tell you this. Right off the top of my head, the last Chris Brown song that I can listen to, that I can think of right off the top of my head that doesn't sound like all of his other stuff is probably Look at Me Now and the song Fine China. I love the up-tempo feel and the bass line to Fine China. And when I hear the song, I can hear the concept. So I immediately knew what the visual would look like. And I'm just looking at this and I'm just saying, like, I'm a fan of Chris Brown, but I got to be honest. I think that he's also losing me as a fan. Like at some point, bro, it's like I like that. I like that he. Don't get me wrong. If you want to talk about getting the cakes and everything like that, that's perfectly fine. Everybody get them cakes. But at the same time, though, bro, it's like, come on, man. Like,
I'm just saying, bro. It's not enough for me to be like. My thing is, I haven't been looking forward to a Chris Brown. Like, it ain't Chris Brown ain't one of them artists that moved the needle for me to be like,
oh my
when they
God,
drop.
are you serious? If Chris Brown, listen, if Chris Brown is the standard for which these new dudes are copying, very much how I said that Young Thug. There's a lot of people who have gotten their styles from Young Thug, and a lot of people got their styles from Chris Brown. So if that's the case, I think that it's realistic as a fan of theirs to say, if you are the standard, then I expect the greatest. Like, I think if I'm a Chris Brown fan, like I know that people are gonna like whatever he put out, but it's just because they like Chris Brown, not necessarily the music, though, bro.
But see, that's the thing. He's not the standard for me, though. So, and as an R&B person, he's not the standard for me. Like the standard for me is Tank, because in my opinion, Tank still does traditional R&B like how I like it, but he also understands that this is a music business, so he also has the trap element as well, so he does the perfect blend of both. So for me, as an artist that actually still sings and not somebody that's more moving towards the R&B rappy style,
we gotta write you. You know that's gonna be my goal, is to get you to write you a song where you rapping on the boat.
For what?
I gotta hear.
Like, no. That's the thing, though. You are constantly trying to push me in the direction of these new dudes. But here's the thing, though. It's funny you always be trying to do that, but when I try to get you to do this new trap style of rap, you won't do it because
let me say no. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. The reason why maybe our reasonings are around the same thing, right?
They are, because
no. So let me tell you. Go ahead. So I think the difference is I don't particularly like it, right? I don't know. What I don't think that you've ever told me is that you just don't like the sound. I particularly the sound in itself. The rappers that rap to melodies that sing, I don't put that particular sound isn't for my preference in my ear. It's not that I don't think that it's good. It's not for me. What I thought and what I've never heard you say is that no, you just don't like the R&B style where people sound more rappy.
No. What I've told you is that I don't want to be in the box. I don't want to sound like what everybody else is doing, because then what separates me?
Well, you say you like Snoop Dogg. I'm gonna do a song.
Snoop has been
you say you like Snoop. You told me one time that Snoop Dogg has the kind of flow that if you was a rapper, you would sound like Snoop Dogg. So I'm gonna write a song where you're rapping like Snoop Dogg.
It's ad libs. That's exactly.
We gonna do the Snoop Dogg ad libs.
No, you're not changing my style. That's the whole thing.
I'm not changing the style.
You are. You're trying. Listen, if you're telling me that you don't like what I'm doing and you're trying to get me to do something changing my style, you don't have to say it. Your actions say that, because what I'm saying is you're constantly trying to change. What are you? So then what are you doing? You just said you want me to do.
I want to hear how you would sound doing one of those.
I don't want to do that. That's what I'm saying. I keep telling you that. I don't want to do that.
But you make it seem like I've always been forcing these kind of never.
You have.
I've never wrote a song where it has that cadence to it. Never.
You haven't?
Now for you, no.
So
tell me what song?
Heartache. The verses in Heartache. Are you serious right now?
Let me see something right quick.
Hold on, brother. You ain't got to sing it. You ain't got to do it. You ain't got to do it.
Heartache ain't like that though. Nah, Heartache ain't like that.
Okay,
Nah, I can't agree with that.
Let's see here. You ain't said nothing but a word.
Heartache ain't like that. Nah, Heartache ain't like that. Heartache ain't like that, bro. Yeah, now I'm thinking about Heartache before. The beat, now don't get me wrong, the beat, yeah, I get that the beat has that trap to it, but the style, the no.
I mean,
If anything, it's more like Tank.
Well, but that's the style that I'm going for, though. That's the whole thing.
That's my point. So if I write something that's to a trap R&B, then I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna sound more like Tank because I know that that's typically what you would go for.
Yeah, and that's
what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I would want to do a song, period, where you're rapping on the song. And when I say rapping, I'm not saying you about to give them these bars. I'm thinking like it's gonna be some R&B raps for the ladies, though, bro.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like I'm constantly in my lane, though, and I'm cool with my lane, though. And that's what I'm saying.
What if you was in your bag and your bag just had more compartments?
And what if your bag had more compartments? That's what I'm saying. I be trying to get you to do different raps, and you don't.
But that's my thing, though. For me,
bro, that's what I'm saying.
No, the difference is that for my ear, like this. So for me, when dudes do the rap style with the singing to it and everything like that, the rapping to the melodies, I don't me personally. I don't, and even if everybody else thinks that that's cool, I personally don't think that style's cool. So for you, if you like, I'm not saying if you like it, well, let's do it. I'm saying that to me, I would want to hear how you might, or you didn't even sound like you did this feature on Plez's tape with your boy All Red. Even that one was still, it was rappy, but it was more singing though, bro. But
that's what I'm saying. You're still, even still, you are still always trying to make me do that style. And
no, I don't make it. If you ask me to write a song, so listen to this. Okay. Here's the thing. If I've made this beat, right, and I hear a song, I'm going to, if I have the melody in my head, then I'm going to go ahead and write to the melody. The melody in itself, it might have some different cadences in the melody, but it's not going to sound like you are rapping. It's going to sound like you're singing. And it just so you're singing, you just so happen to at certain points have a cadence, but it's not going to sound like you're just flat out rapping. What I'm saying is that to me, rap, and I think that's like you know who you don't hear do something like that is like Khalid, right? I don't hear Trey Songz doing nothing like that. But Trey Songz might have the beats that people do that on, right?
Which is what I'm for.
Right. But there are some times where he may go there, right? As with the rap.
His last album was not it. His last album was some decades behind.
Well, listen, I'm not saying this is but that's my point. What I don't want you to do is to sound like you're decades behind.
But we're not, though, because we've updated our production, so that's not the case.
I get that. I understand that, but I guess my thing is that if you're singing,
again, answer this question though, bro. Answer this question. So why is it important for me to make sure that I adjust with the times and sing like the R&B dudes do it, but it's cool for you to maintain the same rap style that you've had since I've known you?
Well, I think the primary reason I haven't changed, I haven't had the same rap style since you've known me. I've just been dope since you've known me. But the difference is
Charles, what I'm saying is your rhyme, you do not rap like Lil Baby, The Baby. You don't rap like none of them dudes. You, T.I., all y'all have kept y'all same flow and have just updated the track. So
this is the thing about it. So I think that for me, for starters, there's a couple of different reasons. For one, I'm just too old, right? I feel like for me that I'm too old to be rapping like that, one. But for two, I don't particularly like the sound, right? For me, I just didn't know that you didn't like it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not that I don't like it. I said it's not for me. I've said that.
I get that, but I'm saying that I don't like the sound for me.
Right. But what I'm saying is, so you have your reason, and I've left you alone about it. But what I'm saying is, I tell you my reason constantly. I've been telling you my reason, the exact same reason for the longest period of time, and you still do it. So that's what I'm saying. And it's Brittany, as far as what you're doing, it's different because you're in a different lane than I am. And quite honestly, you're quite younger than I am. So you are in a generational gap of that is what you guys are doing. It is a generation, a very much a generation thing.
But this is my thing about it. To me, I'm gonna be honest. I think the fact that everybody raps that way nowadays is more of the reason why I don't want to rap that way. Like in theory, I could, right? But it's just because everybody does,
and then you don't want to be lumped in the same category.
But not just the lump. I think so. This is my thing about it. Like it's to me, right? That I tell you like this: there are the people who do that style, right? Who I think are really, really good, and then there's everybody else who just do that style.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, right? So I remember when I first started working with Brittany, she was more of a she really had that more 90s 2000 R&B style, and she's done like the song that we recorded yesterday is very much everything that you listen to. Real easy, real catchy, got the sing rapper on there. I mean, everything about it, the beat, everything, like it sounds like something you would hear on the radio today, but it also sounds like her. And I think for me, I love the way Tank does the blend of stuff, because especially even if you listen to Tank has he has an EP where it's not him playing the piano, but he's still singing, and then he still got trap elements in the singing on just the beat. Like it's dope to me. And so I like the marriage that he has with the new style and the old style.
I think the Tank's dope. I think that what I'm saying is right. I would love to hear not necessarily you rapping a trap style rap. What I'm saying is that I would love to hear how you would sound rapping, period.
Well, I think very much so that people will be quite surprised for the new music that's coming out, regardless all this talk we just had. And
yeah, I mean, you do got some you got some trap elements heavy on the new stuff.
Yeah, the new stuff is dope. I'm excited.
I just think that I think that I would, but I would love to hear how you doing a cold
the easiest way to hear what I'm doing is just to write it. I mean, that's just how
that's why I said I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna write it, and it's gonna be where I'm like, yeah, I want you to kick. I'm gonna write it to where it's gonna be. Listen, I'm gonna write it to where you going a cool 90 BPM. It might be like some boom bap stuff where you giving them bars, and that way you can get your Snoop Dogg ad libs in there.
I love Snoop Dogg, Snoop's ad libs, and Young Jeezy's. I mean Jeezy's ad libs. I love their ad libs, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Nah, I think that's go. But listen though, bro.
What's up?
That's aside from that. I just think that we were talking about Chris Brown, though, man. I just think that I don't know, man. Like I said, as a fan, I think Chris Brown has been losing me more and more as a fan, because I hear it, and it's almost like when I first heard the Baby. At first, I was turned off by the antics, right? And then when I heard him, I was like, oh, okay, he does the faster style rap, but he can rap. He seemed like he could do his style on any BPM. But then when I started listening to him, I was just like, yo, you know what? He seems to be pretty much saying the same thing on every song. And it's a lot different to me than Jeezy talking about trap, or Rick Ross talking about, you know what I'm saying, moving weight, or it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if I just got tired of him real quick. But I've seen that he's trying to add some singing elements to his stuff and everything like that. And it's just weird to me that he's added an element to what he was doing, as if he heard people saying, yeah, you got to switch up. I'm kind of get that. But then he just so happened to have added the things that I particularly don't like. Like, I don't want to hear the baby singing. Like, I like that he's a rapper though to me, and I would just want to hear him rapping. I guess I just want to hear his content be different though, bro. So I don't know, man. But the same with Chris Brown. I like Chris Brown's sound. I just want to hear him do something different. The same way I want to hear the baby do something different.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I mean, like you said, you are a fan, so to want him to adapt and do things differently, or to do something different, because he, like you said, he's one of the leaders of that particular generation, then I don't see nothing wrong with that. But
this girl Britt said Chris Brown is a GOAT. His performance level is unmatched. Is very true. And who comes out with a 40 song? Well, anybody who's looking to get out their contract. Ace Kennedy got 40 songs in the tuck right now.
Right. I just ain't dropping them all 40.
Listen, I think don't get me wrong. That is impressive, and that does speak to somebody's work ethic. That you got 40 bangers, but you got 40 songs in the tuck.
But you're talking about somebody who can wake up and go in the studio as well, though. Like, it's a different. Like, for us, we work full jobs, we have families. Like, and I'm not saying he doesn't have family, but I'm saying his job is solely making music. And so outside of that, I mean, it would be dope to just wake up and only do music.
I got 20 songs ready to go right now for an album. Done. Let's do it. Put it out. But I ain't doing it though.
Man. Crossing over, we was talking about Ben Simmons a little bit earlier. I want to cross over into basketball a little bit. So Kyrie has finally spoken to the media. He is back from his hiatus, and pretty much the only thing he really said was that, look, it was personal, and he had some family things that he had to take care of. And so he's excited to be back and ready to get back with the team. He's supposed to play tomorrow. Do you think that this is going to be a good fit? Do you think they're going to have issues? Do you think the defense is going to be a thing? Like, what is your prediction about the Nets?
So my thought is this, though, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest. I was very surprised that James Harden came there and bust out the triple-double the first time he came out there, which is funny because when everybody except for Russ does a triple-double, everybody seems to think it's this great thing. But when Russ does it, everybody says that he's chasing stats, which I hate when people say that. But I was very surprised. Now, listen, how the hell did James Harden shed all that damn stomach in one day?
Said he had a fat suit, bro.
I was wondering if he had a fat suit on, bro, because I'm talking about this man had that Dunlap disease out there when he was playing. And then I'm sitting here watching him, and he gets out here with the Nets, and he's looking shredded. Like, he looked like the James Harden that came into the bubble. And I was like, what the hell did he? So that's what, besides that, I think that, listen, bro, when I saw that, I was very surprised in a positive way on how easily he meshed with playing with KD. And I would imagine that anybody can play with KD, right?
Yeah.
What I am curious to see is what it's going to look like with Kyrie. And I'm going to be honest, it's not even so much to me on what they're going to do during the regular season. I'm just kind of curious on how this is going to look in the playoffs, because KD can play with anybody. And I think that even if I think James Harden will be glad to not be in a position where he's going to have to take that last shot. But then I think it's going to be, does Kyrie do the same things that KD thought that Russ would be doing at the last couple seconds, thinking like, nah, I'm the number one. This is the Kyrie show, and let it fly. That's the thing that I'm not even at all a little bit concerned about James Harden fitting in with them. I'm just kind of wondering, Kyrie just seems to be so much of an X factor to me, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing, because James is, I'm just trying to figure out who's going to have the ball in their hand most of the time, though.
Kyrie don't look. KD doesn't have to have, but even though KD is going to have the matchup against, KD's going to be a nightmare matchup against anybody, right? And he won't have the hands, he won't have the ball as much as he probably should. He probably won't.
Yeah, I don't think KD would. I think this is going to definitely free him up. I'm just trying to see I just think it's probably going to be like whoever they pass the ball into from. I don't know. I mean, they had practice. He seemed pretty excited about it. So I'm interested in seeing how it's going to work out. Like, I mean, I see Stephen A already crowning them Eastern Conference champions, bro.
Listen, I got to be honest with you though, man. I can see why, because to me, I think that what's going to end up happening, bro, is that this particular season, I think that LeBron and AD are going to cancel each other out for the MVP. I think that what's going to end up happening, bro, is that KD is going to win MVP and the Nets will be there, because here's the thing that I look at, bro. I think that what's going to end up happening, man, is that I think that KD is going to be most improved player from the comeback player, everything. I'm just looking at KD, and he just looked like he has not missed a single beat, and he's very efficient with his scoring, right? And I just don't really see – I don't see anybody from the Celtics who I would imagine would be their biggest threat. I just can't see somebody with KD's experience. He's like on that LeBron experience where I just don't think that KD would step on the court and let the Celtics, that young Celtics team, beat him. And then when I look at that, I also don't think that I already told you about how I feel about Joel Embiid. I just don't think that he got it like that. And then I think that and then I don't think that the Bucks just got enough not to deal with KD. So from that perspective though, man, like I don't see any team that's going to stop them except for the Lakers. And I don't think, and for that matter, though, right? I don't even think that the Clippers can beat them. I think only the Lakers can, bro.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that they lost to Golden State yesterday. Not saying I don't expect them not to lose, but
yeah,
I'm just proud of Steph for continually, putting the team on his back, bro.
Yeah, and listen, as much as we talk about Kyrie being with his exhibiting his bipolar behavior. He was on the good side of his bipolar behavior because I saw that he and Steven Jackson had bought George Floyd's family a house, though, man. So that's some real dope stuff. But it just kind of goes to show you, though, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's the good that Kyrie has done. We talked about all this charitable stuff about how he's donated he's put up $1.5 million for the WNBA to keep their salaries going. He has delivered all these COVID masks for this Indian Native American tribe. He's done a lot of things. As crazy and as volatile as people look at him, he's done a lot of great things. So I can't bash him without bringing up those.
I just need to see them on the court. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah. Lastly, before we get out of here, bro, your boys did lose, and I'm not even. This ain't even. It's not even about that. I'm more so asking about Drew Brees because it's been rumored that this was his last game, that he is going to go ahead and retire. So I just want to know your thoughts about that.
Listen, man, Drew Brees been my favorite player, but I got to be completely honest with you, man. Drew Brees for 5 of the last 6 playoff games, Drew Brees has played bad. Not just the last. He didn't just get old. I'm talking about just little things, little decision making. Like even though we've been snake bitten by a few things here and there, Drew Brees just hasn't played that well. And I'm sorry to see him go. It's just one of those tales of when you get old, when you start to see some of your favorite people go ahead and retire. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. You know what I would want to see us do?
What's that?
I would want to see us go ahead and try to make a play to go out to Deshaun Watson. And this is gonna sound crazy when I say this. But I think that, dog, you can go out to Deshaun Watson. And if I'm the Saints, I would go out to Deshaun Watson, even if that meant that we had to give up Michael Thomas to get him. I would say that, listen, I think that with all things considered, bro, there was a Michael Thompson in New Orleans before Michael Thompson. I think that Drew Brees and Sean Payton has always managed to get a wide receiver who was under the radar and turn him into a Michael Thompson. And while I think that Michael Thompson is the best of the kinds of Michael Thompsons, and by that I mean the Marcus Colston, the Brandon Cooks, he's been doing it. I think seeing that Deshaun Watson wants to get out of Houston ASAP, he ain't returning their calls, I would love to see the Saints go ahead and say, we're going to go ahead and be all in. We'll give you Michael Thomas and whatever draft picks that you would need to go ahead. And I think that would be a good transition from Drew Brees. And then that also puts us in a weird position because, we just gave Taysom Hill this money. I don't think that Taysom Hill is anywhere in Deshaun Watson's stratosphere when it comes to his quarterback play. But I would love to see him as the heir apparent to Drew Brees, though, bro. Sorry to see him go. But that would be who if we got Deshaun Watson, young player in his prime, playing on that Saints team, this Saints team roster, I think that puts us right back in the playoff running very next year, though, bro.
Now we're gonna go ahead and give Mitchell Trubisky and Nick Foles to Houston, and we're gonna get Deshaun Watson, bro.
Oh my God, you giving up both of the quarterbacks, huh?
I don't care.
I would give up. You know what? I would give up Jameis Winston. I would clear our guys. I like Taysom Hill a lot, but I would give up Taysom Hill. I'm gonna tell you what I would do. I would give up Taysom Hill. I would give up Jameis Winston and Michael Thompson in a first round draft pick to get Deshaun Watson. And ideally, I know you'd want to pair Deshaun Watson with Michael Thomas, but I just think that we've done it before where we've made another wide receiver. We do pretty good at skill position though, bro. So
yeah.
But so not to waste my dude's prime, do whatever they need to do to get Deshaun Watson though, bro.
Yeah. Cool, brother. Great podcast as always.
Before we get on out here, give me your picks though, man. We can circle back
yeah.
On Friday. But Packers versus Bucs. So you got
that's easy.
Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers. What you got? Aaron Rodgers? Whew. Chiefs and Bills.
That's going to depend on whether or not McCombs is going to be there. If McCombs is there, Mahomes. If Mahomes is going to be there, then I think the Chiefs will win. And if not, then the Bills will win. The only thing is, it's unfortunate because my cousin plays for the Chiefs, so I would love for him to get another ring.
Who your cousin? Hutchins. Which one of your many cousins?
Hutchins.
I don't know. Let's talk. I listen, bro. I don't want to pick against Brady because I don't want to seem like I'm Brady hating just because he beat my team. I think that I would love to see the story of Patrick Mahomes playing against Aaron Rodgers since they share these State Farm commercials. Mm-hmm. At the same time, though, man, I'm all for seeing some new teams win to get first cracks at it as well. So I wouldn't mind seeing the Buffalo Bills win the whole thing either, though, man. At this point, to me, since my team is out of it, I don't really care. But I would love to see if I don't see Pat Mahomes playing against Aaron Rodgers, then I would rather just see the Buffalo Bills win it. I think that would be dope for them.
I think it would be too, man.
Another team that's came out of nowhere, who's rebuilt and won a Super Bowl before the Cowboys. Another one.
That was nice. It was nice.
DJ Khaled. Another team that's came out of nowhere and at least made it to the Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl since the Cowboys have. I would love to. Drop that, man. Drop that. Let me say that one more time. Let me get my ether. I wouldn't mind seeing the Buffalo Bills get to the Super Bowl. Just because it would be another team to make it to the Super Bowl and possibly win a Super Bowl since the Dallas Cowboys won a Super Bowl in 1996.
Yes, sir.
Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
Let's get this music. And on that note, let's get that music. Let's take it home there, homeboy.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.